What is up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to Eagles Post Game Live. Today, we are reacting to the Eagles' loss to the New York freaking Giants. They take the loss 13-7 here. We're breaking down our biggest takeaways. We're doing player grades for Jalen Hurts. I don't even know why we need to do that, but let's get started, guys. Of course, if you love the Eagles, if you hate the Eagles, like pretty much all of us right now, give this video a like, and please be sure to subscribe. Joining me is my man, the myth, the legend. He is Shane. Follow him on Twitter at @halfandhalf_TPL. What's going on, Shane?
Cut Jalen Reagor.
Yeah, we're going to get into it. Also joining me is my man, Ty. He is at TyBook3. What's going on, dude?
What's going on, everybody? Tough day.
Yep, tough day. Let's break it down. Top takeaways, just a shit show of missed opportunities, horrible play calling, and even worse quarterback play. You have a holding penalty that negates a Boston Scott touchdown. My guy, Greg Ward, drops a touchdown that was probably arguably one of his best throws of the freaking game. You have two picks that would probably have been field goals had Jalen Hurts not played hero ball in this game and simply just thrown it away. You have a horrendous pass interference call on Steven Nelson that gives the Giants a touchdown instead of a field goal. You have a touchdown pass that hits Jalen Reagor in the fucking helmet, and then he just drops it. Then the icing on the cake, another one on the 1 yard line, hits him right in the hands. The last play of the game, drops it. If that's not the last play of his Eagles career, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. You talk about Nick Sirianni in the fourth quarter. We see the Eagles having to punt the ball on offense on a crucial series. They throw the ball 3 straight fucking times, an incompletion, a 6-yard gain, and a sack, literally after dominating the running game on the previous possession. Other than the defense's valiant effort today, this was a giant top-to-bottom failure for the Philadelphia Eagles. If you want to even break it down further, Jalen freaking Reagor had as many targets as Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith combined. What the hell are we doing here? Shane, floor is yours.
You know who the Eagles' leading receiver today was?
I don't want
Kenny Gainwell. You know when he caught his first pass with 71 seconds left in the game? He leads the Eagles in both receptions with 3 and yards with 32. That's how horrible our receivers are and our quarterback was today.
Dallas, it's death taxes and Jalen Hurts garbage yards through the air in the fourth quarter. That's where we're at. Let's go to just general impressions. Ty, what's your take on today's loss?
Wow. You can say the defense had a valiant effort, but it was at the expense of their coach. Jonathan Gannon called an awful game defensively. Offensively, Sirianni called a really bad game. To run the ball 13 straight times and have great success with it, and then throw one incompletion and just go pass crazy, for those next 2 plays. I can't wrap my head around it. And you said it before we went on the air. I'm starting to wonder if Jalen Reagor's grandmother was at the game and we, got some complaints about playing time like high school coaches do. And it was just, we got to target this guy all day. Now, the fact of the matter is the Giants gave him plenty of space because they know he can't play. And maybe that had something to do with it. But it was miserable to watch. I didn't think the Eagles were ever in the football game, and I thought the Giants were awful. I did not think the Giants were very good at all. So to lose that game to a team that was just awful means that they were there's no other word for it. They were worse than awful. It was bad.
Yep. What about you, Shane? What's your general impressions from this game?
It was all bad. The defense played valiantly. The offense was a total train wreck. Jalen Hurts was horrific today. You could really tell the running game was missing Jason Kelce early in the game. And we saw today what Jalen Hurts is when the running game's not there. He's just playing a tremendously short-handed secondary and a bad defense in general. He just can't get it done. He has to have that running game. And if it's not there, it's just bad.
Yep.
I also want to point out real quick, I said this to Diver before we came on the air. I thought it was really, really obvious what Jordan Howard means to this running game between the tackles today. Sanders doesn't give that element. Scott does a little bit, but I thought they missed Jordan Howard a big time today.
Yeah, we got to go right into Jalen Hurts in this one, who looked shook throughout the most of this game. He did have a couple nice passes that were clearly dropped, but for the most part, Jalen really struggled in this one. Let's look at the stats for Jalen Reagor: 14 of 31, 129 yards, 3 interceptions, a rating of 17.5. He had 8 carries for 77 yards. No one's expectations on Jalen Reagor as a in the pocket, quarterback passer is that high. But to be that bad, he was staring down receivers all freaking game. He had no feel at all inside the pocket. The only thing he did well was the RPO run and on the ground. I have this. We were talking before we went live here. I haven't seen a quarterback like that look like deer in headlights in a while. That's what he looked like passing the ball inside the pocket. He's straight F. I don't even know. Is there a lower grade than F? Because that's how bad he was. I'm going to throw it to Shane. How would you grade Jalen Hurts, and what was your general take?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else you can say. That it was an F performance. He was awful all game. Throws 3 interceptions. Probably should have thrown at least one more. Maybe on one of those interceptions, there was some pass interference at the top. I don't know. Fox didn't feel like they should show us a replay of an important moment they were talking about.
I rewound
so I'm not sure.
Times.
Yeah, not sure on that until you can look at the all 22. But he played awful, playing the 24th ranked defense in the NFL, scoring defense-wise. Jalen Hurts had an EPA on passing plays of negative 16.4. He cost this team 16 expected points in this game. He was just horrendous.
That play he had at the end of the first half was inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable not to get any points on that. You get the ball in the second half, and I was literally screaming at the TV, no turnovers. You saw it from the jump. Jalen Hurts didn't have it today, which is fine. He's a young quarterback. This shit happens. But that throwing that ball and having that ball turn into an interception, getting momentum, to start a fresh second half, inexcusable. That was a damning play. Probably one of the arguably worst plays I've seen from Jalen Hurts in his career. I'm going to throw it to you, Ty. What was your take and grade on Jalen Hurts?
Well, darn you, Coyle. I'll give you the credit for it, but I was exactly going to say this. Back in high school, if you didn't finish a course or didn't hand in your last assignment, you got an incomplete. Hurts doesn't even get an F today. He gets an incomplete. He did not look ready for this game. The comment about Hurts criticism, there's plenty of criticism for Hurts. Reagor was terrible today, but you can't say that the rest of the game doesn't mean anything because Reagor dropped one pass. They are significantly better than the Giants are, at least from what they looked like the previous couple of weeks. And to come out and play against a depleted secondary, a really bad offensive line on the Giants side of things, and not just beat them up is that just shows where we're at right now.
Yeah. If you frequent this post-game show, you know that the majority of it is people saying what Ty was going to say right before he says it. Like our running trope.
It really is.
Jalen Reagor was horrendous too. He had a negative EPA per target of negative 0.75. Like every time you throw him the ball, you're costing yourself 3/4 of a point. It's just absurd. Like
what?
Yes.
What are you doing today, Shane? Like what? Why did he have 7 targets today?
Because the Giants knew you could leave him open. I mean, they're playing tremendously shorthanded, so they put their rookie whatever guy that's never seen the field before today on him, and they didn't even help him out because they knew they didn't need to. Go double up, go bracket Devonta Smith, bracket Dallas Goedert. You can leave him wide open, and it doesn't matter. He's not going to make a play. 2 times in the last 4 plays of the game, Jalen Hurts put the ball in Jalen Reagor's hands in the end zone, and he dropped it both times.
Yep.
This was, we have praised Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni over the last few weeks. This was like, for me, Nick Sirianni, let's talk about Nick Sirianni. This was Doug Peterson-esque. This was that bad. This was 2020 Doug Peterson, where he just abandons the run in the most crucial moment of the game. I don't know how else to explain it other than you see Yeah, Doug Peterson always had the playbook like right in his face, and he never ever saw what was going on in the field. You saw over the last 3 weeks the Eagles finally forming an identity, a ground game that behind a dominant offensive line. And I was shocked by Hurts being under pressure in this game from the jump. From the jump, I thought the Eagles had a major advantage on their offensive line compared to the Giants' defensive line, which was among bottom tier in the NFL. But even when it worked, they went away from it. It was a super, super frustrating game. And that starts at the top with Nick Sirianni. Again, two catches for Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert, you didn't even know he was in this game other than bad passes thrown to him. It was top to bottom, like I said, to start the show. Failure starting with Nick Sirianni here. It was that bad. Ty, what was your take on Nick Sirianni's play calling?
I think he felt the same way you did coming in. I think he thought that they were just a step better than this Giants team, and there's no excuse for them to come out and not run the ball out the gate like they have the last couple of weeks. There just isn't, and they didn't. They came out, and I think on the first play from scrimmage for them was a pass, and it just was not a well-planned game. I think that they overlooked the Giants a little bit today. I hate to say that about an NFL coaching staff, but I think they overlooked them a little bit.
We have some comments here. Rieger has to go now. Absolutely insane. Alexander, thanks for joining. Alexander says it's clear Hurts is not the passing QB the Eagles want him to be. We have Job Martin says Hurts did struggle, don't get me wrong, but two things can be true at once. Rieger's 2 drops cost us the game, but honestly, just a terrible game all around. I just saw the Eagles abandon the downhill running game in the first half completely. What has made this team so good these last few weeks is, going to the run, and then setting up the pass. And they did not do that in the first half. And I don't know why. And I just can't get off that one possession where they went pass, especially after dominating a possession. What was that possession? It was 10 plays, 66 yards. Every single one of those plays were on the ground, Hurts scrambling and running that ball. And that led to a Boston Scott touchdown. Just brutal. Just brutal, man. I just can't get that out of my head. That's going to be my lasting take. Yes, Ty.
I think not running between the tackles successfully today takes that play action game away. Running to the edge, that's you don't have to come as hard downhill to defend the edge. When you're running between the tackles, it just opens the middle of the field up for play action pass. They did not do that well today outside of Jalen Hurts running between the tackles on a couple RPOs. They really running the edges is not gonna do it for them.
Yeah. I want to go to this comment here. It says, why didn't they run at the end of the second quarter? The Eagles were on 3rd and goal there. Oh, that was at the intercept. Yeah. So I just you look at they get down to the New York Giants 23. Jalen Hurts deep pass to Jalen Rieger. Jalen Hurts first down. Jalen Hurts pass. Jalen Hurts 1-yard run, and then Jalen Hurts interception. It was just they didn't have cohesion on offense, and I've never seen Jalen Hurts look that shook inside the pocket, even though he's never been good, especially downfield in terms of deep accuracy. It was bad all the way around. What about you, Shane? Well, how would you assess Nick Sirianni's play calling today?
I thought the game plan was poorly put together, and I thought it was even more poorly executed. There's only so much you can do. It's clear that this coaching staff does not care for Miles Sanders. They don't like what he brings to the running game, and it doesn't mesh well with what we want to do. Jordan Howard being out was a huge negative, and then Jalen Hurts playing one of his worst games of the year. To me, the people wanted to talk about Lamar Jackson being a running back playing quarterback. He's not. Jalen Hurts is. And when you just can't throw the ball, period, and you're missing the guy that's been your lead back, your center goes out, I'd like to see them do more, but I'm putting this game is on Jalen Hurts. It's on Jalen Reagor. they played so poorly that I don't even know how to begin to evaluate Nick Sirianni with this game.
Okay. Yeah, you had, I mean, how many touchdowns have been taken back this year? This has got to be an NFL record at this point. Boston Scott had a really strong touchdown run taken back from a Nate Herbig, I think, holding call. Nate Herbig also had another holding call that, took back a big run from Jalen Hurts. Just, again, missed opportunities is what we saw today. How do we want to roll with this moving forward? Let's do this. Shane, is there light at the end of the tunnel for this season? Where are we at? What's your vibe right now for the Philadelphia Eagles moving forward?
That's a game that you had to win. You look at the playoff picture, and yes, the Eagles have an easy schedule. The Giants are one of the easy teams on that easy schedule that they needed to beat. You've got the 49ers heating it out. Honestly, I don't know what the other games did. I wasn't keeping track of them, so I could say something dumb here. But you've got the 49ers who were heating up. You've got other teams in this conference that are ready to make a push, and the Eagles just gave them a huge window. And, maybe they bounce back next week. They better bounce back next week. But this one hurts. It dramatically hurts their chances to get a wild card spot.
Yeah, especially with Miami winning today over the Panthers. Not good for Eagles draft pick there. But the Tampa Bay Bucks are up 38-31 right now on the Indianapolis Colts. What about you, Ty? Is this the end, or what's your vibe?
I mean, if this season throughout the entire NFL hasn't told you that every Sunday can be different, then I don't know what will. Sometimes you think a team's unbeatable, they go out and lose. Dallas looked like they couldn't lose a game early in the year. They've lost a couple of tough ones here. I think today was a bigger issue of we have really a young coaching staff that I think is still trying to find their way. I like Shane's point about how the staff looks at Miles Sanders and the running game. I don't think it's over, but I don't. If they make the playoffs, they're not going to do anything in the playoffs anyway. So I think there's such a gap between really good football teams and what the Eagles are right now that, sure, do they sneak in because they play the Jets and they play the Giants and the Redskins and they've got a favorable schedule? Then great, they sneak in. But once they sneak in, all they're doing at that point is hoping for lightning in a bottle, and that doesn't happen very often.
Go ahead, Shane.
I was going to say, coming into this week, you had the Giants twice, the football team twice, the Jets once, and the Cowboys in a game they'll presumably rest their starters. Maybe not.
I would have said, I'm sorry.
You're good. I would have said that they needed to win all but one of those games. So they got their loss today. If they want to make the playoffs, I think they have to win out.
Yeah. Alexander says, why won't the Eagles run the ball? I mean, they have been running the ball. They still ran the ball more times today than throwing. So over the last few weeks, they have been dominating the run game. I don't know if I can say they're not running the ball, but I think Ty's point is fair that not having Jordan Howard and that consistent downhill running attack was probably the biggest absence felt in this loss for sure. Let's go to player of the game. Ty, who's
hold on. I got to comment on that.
Go for it, man.
I mean, going into the last drive, which is a 2-minute drill where they passed 8 times, the Eagles ran the ball 33 times and they passed it 23 times.
Yeah.
It's not that they weren't running the ball. It's that every pass play they called was dead in the water from the start because Jalen Hurts could not read the field. He couldn't execute today. And so I'm not willing to put this on the coaching staff and say they wouldn't run the ball. This is on Jalen Hurts and his inability to execute the offense today, at least for me.
He stared down every single pass attempt, every single wide receiver just staring right at him. It was unbelievable. Let's go into player of the game, then we'll wrap it up. Ty, who's your player of the game today?
Man, it's tough to pick one today, but I guess Avonte Maddox. I thought Avonte played pretty well today. I thought he got some. I thought he played pretty well today. He was in a couple of tough situations where he was lined up against Evan Ingram, who's a much bigger target. And he's a much smaller guy. So I liked Avonte Maddox today. Played good, played well, broke up a couple passes, had a couple big hits.
That he just had this close from an interception today. Yep. Just couldn't get control and balance to stay on that sideline. That's a great choice, man. That's where my head was at too with this Eagles secondary. Even Steven Nelson had some strong moments in this game. What about you, Shane?
Yeah, I don't. If I can't pick him, I don't know who to pick. So. I'll go with.
How about Jason Kelce coming back from injury and literally like throwing people around there to get that Boston Scott touchdown? That was a pretty awesome moment.
Yeah, it Hurts threw over 30 times, but it was 8 consecutive passes in a 2-minute drill. Like he had 23 passes going into the last drive. So if you're gonna say that we're losing a game because you can't ask your quarterback to throw 30 times against the number 24 scoring defense, missing 2 of their top 3 corners, then you got a quarterback problem.
Yeah.
Anyways, that ran aside. I guess I'm gonna facetiously give my player of the game award to JJ Arcega-Whiteside, who had 1 reception. He had the highest EPA per target of any Eagles receiver, 1.15 expected points added. I'm going to give it to J-Jaw for second week in a row. Hey, 100% of his catches this season have gone for a first down. He needs to get the ball more.
That's great. That's awesome.
I'm okay with him getting the ball as long as Reagor's not getting targeted.
That's the take. That is the take. There's no way around that one for sure.
So during the game on that interception that Hurts threw into double coverage on to Jalen Reagor, and I said in all caps, I tweeted, "Stop throwing the ball to Jalen Reagor." And I had a whole bunch of people mad at me in the mentions. It's like, it was a bad throw. It's not Reagor's fault. And I had to go back and explain, like, I realized that, like, it's just my running thing that nothing good happens when you target Reagor. Well, I got to come back and quote tweet that later and be like, well, that aged well. So
it's literally the Herm Edwards thing. Nothing good happens after midnight. Nothing good happens when you throw to Jalen Reagor.
Yeah. Alexander says, why did they go away from the run? If Hurts can't throw, then why pass? Dude, I literally just called him Doug Peterson. Like, it's beyond obvious. Nick Sirianni was probably the least MVP of this game. He did not have a feel for this game at all whatsoever. Quentin Moore says, as a Philly fan, I don't know where to go now. Well, go watch The Wheel of Time on Amazon. Really, really strong stuff if you love Lord of the Rings. And then watch our reviews. All right. Player of the game, I'm going to go with my boy. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but Chris Myrick. My boy from Temple University got his first career touchdown because I don't have anybody else to pick here for the Eagles. But he had a touchdown and he had another big first down conversion late in this game to get the Giants a W. Just a brutal game for the Eagles all the way around. Let's wrap it up. Ty, where can we find you, man? What do you got going on?
On Twitter at TyBook3 or at PTP 2021. Tomorrow we will have the preview for the Hero World Challenge Tigers tournament. Talk a little bit more about Tiger and the possibility of him floating around that tournament a little bit with this newfound mobility that we're seeing in these 3-second clip videos. And then expect another video from us later in the week from Pull the Pin during that tournament.
Awesome. What about you, Shane?
You can find me on Twitter at @halfandhalf_TPL. Check out my twice a week podcast with Mark, Chalk Talk. We'll be breaking down this game and all the games in their entirety, probably on Tuesday night.
Awesome. Darius Brown says next week against the Jets, we better play better than today's game, but please run the ball. Please watch them just dominate the passing game against the Jets. Never mind. I don't want to go there. Find me on Twitter at Mr. Crockpot. We've got Party on Broad this week with my man Rob. Tuesday night, we've got Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 reviews as we get ready for No Way Home. Super, super excited about that because, December is just around the corner. Can't wait for that. We've got Hawkeye reviews coming Wednesday. We have Wheel of Time reviews coming Friday. Friday night movie trivia is Action this week. That's going to be a lot of fun. Christmas movie trivia last week was a ton of fun. It's a drinking game, and we all have a lot of fun with that. And I'm a little proud of myself too. Pat myself on the back. These were tough questions, so I'm going to keep my game there this week for action movies. So make sure you follow my man Ty over there at TyBook3. Check out Pull the Pin podcast. He is Shane. Check out Chalk Talk. So good for Ty, for myself, for Shane. Thanks for watching, guys. Please be sure to subscribe. Give this video a like. Stay awesome, everybody.